Hey queens, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. It's such a pleasure to meet you. And if you are an oldie but goodie, welcome back. I'm glad you're here this week. So today we're going to talk about something we all need a little bit more of in our lives, and that's organization. I know this may not be your strongest asset, but who doesn't love a good old to-do list? So I've got 10 tips, 10, to help you stay on track with your self-care and productivity. You ready, queen? I don't know why, but when I say that, it makes me think about the Jay-Z and Beyonce Bunny and Clyde video when he's like, you ready, B? Let's go get him. Okay, guys, so I've got 10 tips to help you stay on track for your self-care and productivity so that you can live your best life. Ow. First up, we have to declutter your space. Now, I'm not saying you have to become a minimalist, even though I love watching this lady on YouTube where she does this and it takes her about 30 seconds to clean her entire house. But what I am saying is decluttering can actually help you clear your mind so that you can focus better. I mean, when was the last time you used that toaster oven that's on your counter? I'll wait. I don't know about you, but when my space is junky, my mind is unclear, like not clear at all, and foggy, and I just can't seem to think straight to get the next task done or even think about what I'm supposed to be doing because I'm so focused on the junk and the clutter. I remember getting some coaching for my business one time, and my coach brought in this lady that was going to teach us about decluttering. And you know, in my mind, I'm sitting here thinking like, what the heck does decluttering got to do with me making more money? Like I didn't, I couldn't compare the two. Like I couldn't see how both of those things could go together. But let me tell you, after that class, I felt so liberated. It was like a light bulb had went off. Everything was so clear. And I think it was more so of the feeling that I felt when this class was over about how we decluttered the kitchen. We cleaned out the underneath the sinks, and it was just mind-blowing of how I felt like a new energy, a clearer energy. I was no longer foggy, and in return I was able to focus on my business, which then gave me a ROI, a return on my investment from that class, of making more money in business. So can you see how those things kind of intertwine? Next up, set some goals for yourself. And no, watching Netflix and chilling does not count as a goal. So think about what you want to achieve and set a goal to get you there. You know my saying, we can eat one elephant, a big elephant, one bite at a time. So figure out your big goal for the month. I call this the 30-day goal process. Figure out your big goal for the month. Then you need to figure out what can you do weekly to hit those benchmarks. So if let's just say it's a 4-week month. So you need 4 things to be done by the end of each week that will in result finish that big goal. And then each week you need to break it up into 5 daily tasks of what you can do each day to finish that goal for the week. Now you see how that big old extraordinary goal was then broken down into bite-sized pieces that seemed more manageable, more attainable. Remember, every day is just a dress rehearsal for the woman that you are becoming. So just try it on. Don't think that, oh, if I say this goal, I have to be so committed. I can't change my mind. So that's, I don't want to say I hate, but it kind of, rubs me the wrong way when I'm coaching clients and they say this, well, I can't do this because I feel like I'm not really committed yet. Just try it on. It's a dress. You're in the dressing room. Try it on. See how you can, tweak things if you need to. Just try it on. And if you need to take it off and choose something else, it's totally fine. Just see how it goes and let me know. Now this one may sound a little boring, but stick with me. Create a schedule. I know. Having a routine can help you be more productive, aka less stressed, okay? aka less stressed, which means it will bring you less hustle and more harmony. You know I'm all about hustle to harmony, baby. Hustle to harmony. I don't want to dive too deep into this, but routines is what keeps my family running like a well-oiled machine. Let's just take our nightly routine, for example. This is normally our schedule during the school year. After the kids get home from school, it's snack, homework, playtime, and then once it's dinner time, we know we always eat dinner around 6, 7-ish, depending. So we know dinner time is 6, 7-ish. Then the kids know at 8 o'clock it's time to go take their bath, because 9 o'clock is their bedtimes with no phones. And that's the schedule. So even on the weekends, my sons sometimes say, Mom, it's 9 o'clock. Oh my God, I didn't take my bath. It's time for me to go to bed. And I'm like, it's the weekend, babe. You're good. This is our school schedule. But they know because it's our routine every day like clockwork. Now I will say daylight savings can kind of alter this one a little bit, because now it doesn't get dark till like 8-ish. So they're used to being in the bathtub when it's dark. And so this kind of has been a challenge for us, but don't deviate. Don't deviate from your schedule, because it needs to be consistent, and you need to have this consistent routine so that your family can know, okay, this is the way it goes. And the only reason why we do this is because me and my husband wants to have some me time at that 9:15, 9:30 hour until our bedtime, which is when we go to bed, and it's around about 10 o'clock, but we're in the bed on Do Not Disturb at 9 because this is our time together. So remember, having a schedule may not be your strong suit, but just keep in mind that it reduces stress and creates or increases your productivity, because you're getting things done at night. While they're in the tub, you may be cleaning up the kitchen, tidying up the kitchen from dinner. So just make sure that you stick to your schedule. And for me personally, I like to use tools like calendars, planners. I have the reminder thing set in my phone. The kids use their alarms on their phones. They have a brush your teeth alarm. They have bedtime alarm, turns phones off type thing. The description of the alarm. So even if I'm downstairs and they're upstairs at 9 o'clock, their alarm will go off and say, bedtime, turn off phones, something like that. And then they know that it's time to go night-night. And queens, trust me when I say you will be so liberated when you are crossing things off your to-do list. Dinner done, check. Kids brushed their teeth, check. Kids took their bath, check. Kitchen tidied up, check. Made me time with hubby, check. Like, not me time, but made couple time with spouse, like whatever. And you get to check those things off, because it's not all about business. You also have to make sure the home is intact as well. So I also like to think of a schedule as like having a personal assistant without the, small talk of saying do this, do that, do that. It's just you creating that sense of productivity with yourself and whatever tool you decide to use so that you can become more productive. Now, I do like to keep a running list on my phone. I like to use the Reminders app. I do have an iPhone. I'm not sure if Android users have this. I'm sure they do. But it's a Reminders app. And let's just say for the month, I know what's going on in my life, in my business. And if I need some things to kind of give me an alert, I can, instead of looking at a calendar with all my alerts on there, I can actually just look at a list. I'm a list girl, I'm sorry. But it's in a list format, and I can just see what's happening on what day and at what time. And then it alerts me, and I can hit the thing to like check it off. It's like a virtual check off by tapping the button. I don't know, y'all. It's just so satisfying to be able to check or tap a button and it just disappears. Like, oh, I don't have to do it anymore. It's done. So that's one little hack that I like to use on my iPhone, the Reminders app. And the best part about this app, you can also type in a URL. So if I have a Zoom meeting, now I'm not going to my email or going to the invite, trying to find the meeting link or writing down the little Zoom code, trying to type it in. I can put the URL in the section for the reminder. So when the reminder pops up, I tap the Zoom link, I'm in Zoom, ready for the meeting. Oh, y'all, it's amazing. It's amazing, okay? It's amazing. And speaking of lists, y'all, prioritize your list. You put the big things, the things that you know you must get done at the top, and then you work your way down the list. Have you heard the saying, eat the frog first? That means your most daunting task, the task that you really don't want to do, but you know you need to do it, it needs to be at the top of the list so that you can then get it out the way. You're not thinking about it all through the day that you have to do this thing. Knock it out first thing and get it done. Whether that's first thing in the morning or if you work your business after you get off work, the first thing you're at 6 o'clock, you're doing that thing, or on the weekend, you are doing that thing first. Let's take, for instance, film this video, y'all. I swear to God, this has been on my list, but we were on vacation, so I just kind of kept moving it. But I was like, when we return from vacation, Saturday morning, I'm jumping up and I'm recording this video because it needs to go out next week. I had to eat the frog, y'all. Early this morning on a Saturday. It's gloomy outside, but who cares? Get it done. Now, I do a 6 most important things to do list. So only 6 things are on my to-do list every single day, but I really try to focus on getting only 3 of those done. The other 3 can get done if those first 3 are done. I know the second 3 that I will, do, but the top 3 is the top 3. Just as long as those get done, I'm satisfied. And that other 3, it will be moved to the next day as the top 3 for the next day if I don't get to it on that day. I hope that makes sense. So I have 6 things on my list. The top 3 are my biggest ones, my top priority, my must get dones today. So I'm prioritizing. And if I get done with those, then those next 3, can happen. But if not, they will be done on the next day as tomorrow's top 3. I hope that makes sense. And feel free to create 2 lists because you may want to have one for home and one for business, or say one for home and one for work, like whatever it is. You don't want to intertwine the 2 because you may have 3 very important things that you need to do in your home life, but you also have 3 very important things to do in your business life, your work life, and now you got 6 very important things to do that day. So your other 3 may not get done because now you have 2 lists to focus on, but just 3 on each. That's it. No more. So laundry, calling the doctor's office to schedule the eye appointment, filming a YouTube video, sending out your email or writing your blog or whatever it is that you have to do. Okay? Make that the top priority. The next one is eliminate distractions. I don't know how I can say this any other way. Eliminate distractions. Try not to check your phone every 5 minutes, every 3 minutes. Every time you hear that ding, every time you hear that notification, you don't have to check your phone. Every time it rings, you don't have to answer it. Every time you hear text messages, you don't have to respond. Eliminate distractions. This will take you so far to get so much done just by holding off for a couple of minutes. So I like to say, turn those notifications off. Close so many of those browser tabs that you have open. It's like when all of this is going on, your brain is like, so sometimes we even have to close tabs in our brains because we're thinking about, oh, I need to call the pool guy. Oh, I have the laundry to do. Oh my God, what's for dinner? Sometimes we also have to close tabs in our brain because that's a sure way to have distractions when you have so much going on in your mind. Go ahead, write it down on a notebook, on a sticky, just so you can get it out of your brain and close it. And if it's physical, turn the notifications off. Close the browsers on your computer so that you can eliminate distractions. I personally have all of my notifications turned off. Yeah, I went into my phone settings, went to notifications, and there's no banners, no dings, no nothing. I have set times where I check things. And most of the time, it's not really scheduled like on a calendar, even though that may be, you know, the best thing. My email is scheduled on my calendar. But if I have some downtime and I'm just not doing anything, then I will go in and check my social media, check my DMs, reply to my DMs, respond to my comments on my YouTube, like all of that. But with my YouTube, if I put a video up in the first hour, I have dedicated that time on my calendar to comment to emails when something goes live. But I'm not just constantly replying and responding as soon as someone messages me. It's not gonna happen. And you shouldn't let it happen in your world either. It's called boundaries. Boundaries, set them. Have that, you know, that red velvet rope around you that says, no, you get my time when I give you my time. Got it? All right. Now this one thing just may save your life if you're anything like me. Take a break, queen. Take a break. No one can be productive for 8 hours straight. I don't care who you are. I don't care what coffee you drink. No one can really be productive for 8 hours straight. So take breaks. Remember, we are hustling to harmony. So we have to erase some things and unlearn some things that we had in the past. You know, the saying, sleep when you're dead. Who? When? Why? Take breaks. Don't feel the need to just have to be hustling all the time. Find your harmony. Get up. Drink some water. Get up. Go refill your teeth. For crying out loud, just go pee. Take a break. And it will bring you more productivity in the long run. So for me, most of my schedule is broken down into 30-minute increments. I do have a weekly plan sheet that, you know, broken out for you. So if you need that to help you break your schedule down into 30-minute increments, I will actually link it below in the comments. You would just sign up, put your email in, and it will be delivered directly to your inbox. Check your spam too, because sometimes it goes there. But I work off this sheet like consistently. Like it literally saves my life. So everything is broken down into 30-minute increments. I set my little timer, and then on the last 10 minutes, I know that it's about to be a break coming up. So I'm ready. I'm getting prepared. And you have to kind of talk to your brain and be like, I'm gonna be stopping at 10 minutes, because your brain is gonna say, no girl, you have a deadline. You have to do this. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Because sometimes if we're in corporate America, if you've worked a job your entire life, like you're just wired to go, 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 go. But no, you gotta tell your brain, well, you already have to be prepared to know that your brain is gonna try to take you there to make you keep going. But know that you have to take breaks. So at that 10-minute mark, I know, okay, it's about time to wind down. Let me find me a great stopping point so that I can take my break, go pee, and then come back and finish up what I need to do. Or I may just be moving on to the next thing that's on my list. Because if I didn't have 2 hours, or let's just say I didn't have an hour blocked off for that task, then it's gonna be time to move on to the next thing on that next 30-minute increment. Think about when you were in, you know, high school and you changed classes and you had different periods. When English class was up, you had to go to math. You weren't doing English in your math class. So remember, time block it off, stick to it just like you were at school with a schedule. Keep your workspace tidy and clean. I don't even know what number I am on this moment, but I feel like this one here, especially my workspace, my desk, have to be clean, because if not, I'm distracted by the clutter. I did an Instagram story where I walked in my office, I showed all the crap that had accumulated over the weekend on my desk. It was like on Monday morning, and then I'm like, no, not today, queen. And so then I re-showed, you know, I had cleaned it up, right? And I re-showed the snippet of it being clean, because we have to know that we cannot work in this type of environment. And even though I said decluttering, I feel like this topic of keeping your workspace clean and tidy is a little bit different from decluttering, because you may just need that stack of tax papers that you have sitting over there on your desk, and it's not like, throw it away, it doesn't even matter. But you may need to figure out a home for some of the things that you have on your desk. Everything needs to have a place. Everything needs to have a home. And I'm gonna talk about that one in a few minutes, because that's one of my pet peeves of everything having a home, so that when it's time to look for something, when you wanna know where something is, you know where to go to it, and it saves so much time and energy from looking for things. Now, I'm not saying you have to have a Marie Kondo approved space, you know, the Japanese organizing guru who kind of break things down to if it doesn't bring you joy or make you better, then you need to throw it out. Like, I'm not saying you have to go like that deep just yet, especially if you are new, but you do need to assess some things. I have this camera, this tripod instructions, like this doesn't belong on my desk. This should be over there in my drawer along with the other booklets for how to work things. There's a home for it. So that's kind of an example of what I mean. There is a science behind tidying up and cleaning and removing things that no longer serve you. It could actually be very therapeutic because sometimes we're just holding on to things because we are afraid or we're not ready to let go of the past. I was looking at my office one day and there was a lot of things that was associated with a past career that I had, and I'm like, why am I still holding on to this? This is not my now. It's not in my future that I foresee. So why am I still hanging on to this? And I think I was just really still hanging on to what it could have been or what I was wanting out of it, or just reminded me of what I did. And I had to get rid of it because it was actually distracting me from moving forward in my new endeavor of what I was trying to, or what I am pursuing. So I hope that makes sense of tidying up, clearing some space, making sure that everything is in alignment with what it is that you want so that you can move forward, focus on what you need to do, becoming the woman that you are becoming. Now I have to say this one loud for the people in the back. Get enough sleep, get enough sleep, get enough sleep. Now some of y'all didn't really hear that, so I'm gonna say it differently. Set a bedtime, set a bedtime, set a bedtime. I know you're like, girl, I had a bedtime when I was a kid, but I'm telling you, setting a bedtime can bring you so much self-care and productivity, because not only are you getting enough sleep to be able to function the next day, but you're also setting yourself up for getting things done because you know your bedtime is approaching. So you're not just lollygagging and scrolling mindlessly on Instagram for no reason. Like, you're getting in there, you're checking your messages, you're responding, you're uploading, like whatever you're doing, and then you're getting off because you know your bedtime is about to arrive. And like I said in the beginning, let's remove the phrase from our brains, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I used to say that, and I know my husband used to look at me so crazy, like, that man, oh, if he don't do anything else, he's gonna get his sleep. Maybe that's why he still looks like he's in high school, because the guy is going to get his sleep. And I'm just like, what you sleeping for? Sleep when you dead. I know he's looking at me like, girl, you crazy. And now I look at myself like, girl, you was crazy, because you really need your sleep. It's imperative. I remember my mom, that's the only thing she used to say when I was little. Get your sleep and moisturize. Get your sleep and moisturize. And I'm just like, why this lady is so focused on me sleeping and moisturizing? But she was just taking care of my self-care back then when I didn't even know what self-care was. Now I know it will be very tempting when it's close to your bedtime and you're watching a movie and you may want to binge the next episode on Netflix and the next episode and the next episode and the next episode. But you have to be disciplined here. Turn it off. Set your little schedule. Well, for me, I know I have my schedule set in my phone for my bedtime. So at that, I think it's about 30-minute mark, it'll say ding, ding, ding. Your bedtime is arriving in whatever time. And so it prepares me to start winding down and getting ready for my bedtime. I mean, queens, let's be honest. I would not be asking you to do anything that I'm not doing. So yes, I have a bedtime. Yes, you need to schedule a bedtime. A reasonable one. Not a 3 a.m. bedtime. Like, that's not cool, especially if you have to wake up at 6. Like, that's just not cool. And you have to know what your bedtime is as far as how much sleep you need. I know for me, if I get a good 6 to 7, I'm good. I don't really need a full 8 hours. If I get a good 6 to 7, I'm good. So know your schedule as well of how much sleep you need to be able to function at your best. Now, last but not least, celebrate your wins, even the small ones, because I'm telling you, those small wins escalate and snowball into those big wins, which is how you accomplish or achieve your extraordinary goal. You know, that goal we talked about in like number 1 or number 2. Yeah, that one. Give yourself a pat on the back because you deserve it, queen. You deserve it for all of your accomplishments, small, medium, or large. So there you have it, my top 10 tips for organizing your self-care and productivity. If you like this video, please like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not a subscriber, and then also share this video with someone who you think it may help, because sharing is caring. And if you want more self-care tips and routines, I would suggest you to check out the link in my description for my free self-care course. It also comes with a workbook. It's phenomenal, but it will take you through my morning routine of how I get things done and how I maximize my time every single day. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, I'm sure you will watch the next one. Bye for now.